Rivalry is game day. Manchester United face Manchester City at Old Trafford. These are going to be your 5 things to expect from the game. Let's get into it. Starting off with the Manchester United team. Now, as we always start off by talking about in terms of team news, no De Ligt. He's expected to be out for a few more weeks. No Mazraoui. He is still at AFCON. But Ahmad and Mbeumo return. They are two huge players to have back available for Manchester United. Two big options, two massive players, but most importantly, two quality attackers that can add a lot to United in the final third. Now, as we talk about the team, Lamont will be in goal. My back four would be Shaw, Delot, Martinez, and Yoro. Again, I can see Maguire being in there for the height, but for the pacing behind, it is a massive concern. Dalot, I do worry about because he is so poor defensively, but I'm hoping he can have a decent game. Into midfield now, Mainu or no, Casemiro Ugarte. I think Ugarte definitely gets the nod in terms of legs and mobility, but in terms of quality, Casemiro is obviously 10 times or 100 times the player. Now, what I would say is I would go Ugarte and Mainu just for the legs. I think you have, listen, that Man City midfield is full of legs, full of energy, full of quality. And most importantly, that is something that's going to win you the game. So I think legs are most important in this game, and that's why I would go with Ugarte and Mainu. I'd go Bruno in the 10, Cunha and Burma and Sesko. And I know people are going to say, where's Ahmad? It's a criminal. It feels criminal to be dropping Ahmad. But I think final third, last half an hour, bring on Ahmad for the game. And then potentially going forward, you could see potentially in a Burma striker, Ahmad in the right wing position. But that would be my team. Let's look at United's threat. Listen, Man City's defence, if they did have a weakness, would be their defence. No Gvardiol, no Ruben Diaz. I know Alen and Kusanov have done very good in their last game, keeping a clean sheet at St James Park. But ultimately, I think that's the point where United can exploit them. United have the most shots on target in the Premier League this season per 90. They're a team who scored, I think, the third amount of goals in the Premier League. And we do create chances. Like, we did have chances in that Brighton game. We've had chances in lots of our games, and I think it's all about United creating those chances, but most importantly being clinical with them. And I think having players like Mbeumo, Cunha, Bruno, Ahmad, Sesko, these sorts of players can add a lot to the United team in the final third of it. And you look at stats wise, listen, I know City have 9 clean sheets, which is the second most in the Prem, but they are a team that concede goals. They concede one against Brighton. Obviously, I know they kept the clean sheet in their last game, but they are a team that do concede goals. They score a lot of goals as well. But in terms of conceding goals, they do concede goals per game. So I think that's definitely something to look at. If you look at their last few games, obviously they conceded against Exeter, conceded against Brighton, conceded against Chelsea. Their last clean sheet in the league was actually against Sunderland on January 1st. So, listen, they conceded to Forest. Like, they're a team that concedes goals. And in terms of United's threat, for me, it would be Mbeumo. I don't know how kind of quality he's going to be with him obviously returning back from AFCON and him not being in the team for a while. But he looked like a real threat before he left for AFCON, and he's been a massive player for United this season. So I would definitely say Mbeumo for me is the player who can actually add something in the final third. He has a lot of quality, a lot of ability that we know he has, and I think he can definitely exploit whether that's Ake, O'Reilly by drifting inside, mixing up with sorts of players to give options. But I'm really excited to see Mbeumo. Now, the third thing that we talk about, obviously, is always Manchester City. Now, listen, we hate City over here on this channel, but we have to acknowledge that they are a top team. Erling Haaland scored 20 goals in the league this season, which is ridiculous. Turkey's got 7 assists. And they've got danger men all over the pitch. If you look at sort of Mateus Nunes, who's been playing right back for them, you would say on paper, he doesn't look great, but when you watch him for City, he's powerful. He's had a good stride on him, got a wicked cross into the box. So he's definitely someone to look out for there. If you look at the other threats that they have, Turkey's been fantastic. As I said, only Bruno Fernandes has more assists than Turkey. That tells you everything you need to know. A player who I actually wanted at Manchester United. You look at Foden. Yes, he's not been great in terms of scoring goals, but you know his derby record's fantastic. Obviously, Haaland, again, you know the problems that he has. They bought Semenyo. I haven't even talked about him. They've got just a team that's full of class. And as I said, in terms of goals per match, they have over 2 goals scored in every match they've played. On average, 2 goals per match this season. Goals conceded is 0.9. Only Arsenal have a better record than them. Whereas you look at Manchester United for goals conceded per match, we are in 14th, conceding 1.5 goals per match. In terms of clean sheets, again, we're right at the bottom as well. 18th, only 2 clean sheets this season, Newcastle and Sunderland. It's not great at all. So So I think the concern would be Man City is the attack, because they're a team that scores ridiculous amount of goals. They can create a lot of chances in the final third, cause problems. But most importantly, they know how to defend and play possession-based football. And I know that defence has a lot of inexperience, and I think that's where United can exploit it. But look at Doku versus Delo. I'm looking at these individual battles all over the pitch. The midfield's a big one as well. Man City love to overhaul that midfield, whether that's Bernardo Silva, Rodri, Foden, Turkey. They like to compact that midfield and get runners off it. So it is going to be a tricky game, but that's Manchester City. Now, the fourth thing, let's talk Carrick. I mean, for him on a personal, he must be excited going into this. No tougher game, really, than Man City at home. It's going to be a tough game. It's going to be an exciting game. I think the atmosphere is going to be great. I think it's going to be an important game. But most importantly, I think it's an opportunity for Manchester United to kind of step up in what has been such a poor season. There are 17 games left of the season, and there's an opportunity to get something from it. So I'm hoping United get the job done in this game. It's going to be tricky, but for Carrick, he's had only a few training sessions, and he'll be going out there to kind of prove a point. Now, the fifth and final thing, the result. There's going to be goals. I'm going to go for a 3-2 Manchester United win. I think there'll be goals in the game. United score goals, City score goals. I just hope it's not a boring 0-0, if I'm being honest. I know one of the games last season was a 0-0. Hopefully this season it isn't. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know your predictions in the comments as well. And your thoughts ahead of the game. What do you think it means for Carrick? Come on, United. Let's get the job done.